Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. Finally, the time has come when we will have our discussion on the upcoming year 2022's yearly predictions for all the Capricorn Ascendant natives. So friends, before we will start our discussion, it's my humble request that I have also uploaded the same yearly prediction video on this channel from the perspective of numerology as well. So if you haven't watched that video, it's my humble request to watch that video as well, because it is definitely going to give you this idea, this insight that how the planetary vibration is going to be impacting or influencing all of us on a collective way. And friends, before we will start our discussion, first we will pray to Hindu god Lord Ganesha, who represents good beginnings, auspiciousness, good omens, and who is the remover of obstacles. So Om Vakratund Mahakay Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvignam Kuruma Deva Sarv Kareshu Sarvada. O Lord Ganesha, who has got a huge body, who has got a curved elephant trunk, who has got a brilliance of the billions of suns, please remove all the obstacles from all of my endeavors. So friends, first we will start with the tarot part, the kind of divination, the kind of prophecy which I have received from tarot, which is definitely going to be a central theme for all of you guys next year. So friends, the card which I received from tarot, the major arcana card, that card came out to be the card of the Justice. So friends, it's a very powerful card which tells about fairness, which tells about cause and effect, and this card also tells about that all the hard work done by you will definitely get rewarded. The only thing which this card encourages us to do is remaining fair, remaining honest, and remaining just in all of our dealings. So when I say justice being served, it is not something which is only getting qualified for all those people who are going through lawsuits and they are going to be receiving some fair outcome, but also in all areas of life, all of your hard works will definitely going to be rewarded. The hand of destiny is definitely going to be supporting you this year. So friends, it's my request that if you are not very much familiar with tarot, so tarot is a very beautiful, very highly spiritual science. Do a research on this card, because that is definitely going to be giving you a lot of answers regarding the kind of resolution, the kind of approach and attitude you need to opt next year. Now friends, first we will start with the impact or influence of the slow moving planets for all of you guys next year. So definitely, as Rahu and Ketu are going to be changing signs next year, so first we will start with the influence and impact of Rahu and Ketu next year for all of you guys. So friends, now Rahu is going to be coming out of your 5th house, it is going to be entering your 4th house, and Ketu is going to be coming out of your 11th house and it is going to be entering your 10th house. So friends, when we talk about your professional sphere, 10th house of profession, of your karma, so trust me, remain very welcoming and open towards any sort of transformation, any sort of unconventionality, any sort of unusual development, growth, which circumstances are asking you to opt, to accept, to follow. So remain very welcoming to that. Many times people get mistaken when they only restrict the significance of Ketu only to spirituality. But trust me friends, when we talk about the power and energy of Ketu, so Ketu, which out of all the 9 planets is considered as the eldest amongst them. So Ketu holds this power to give you the result or the fruit of your whole chart in just one strike. So remain very welcoming to Ketu's arrival on your 10th house in the month of May. And from Rahu's perspective friends, so Rahu's influence in the 4th house is a little bit of unsettled energy, because I've said this thing so many times that no matter how much fame, how much awards, how much luxury Rahu can bestow on you, but at the end, Rahu is not a planet of contentment, happiness or satisfaction. And 4th house has to do a lot with our emotional fulfillment, degree of contentment, concerns of security, feeling at home, stability in our life. So because of Rahu's presence in the 4th house, definitely all those people in whose case in their livelihood, anything to do with power, power, anything to do with politics, anything to do with secrecy is getting qualified. All those people can get benefited, but it's my humble suggestion that Rahu's arrival on your 4th house, which is going to take place in the month of May, following a spiritual lifestyle, taking out time to do yoga, do meditation is going to become very important for all the Capricorn Ascendant natives. Now friends, from the perspective of Jupiter, so trust me, out of all the 9 planets, the most benefic and the most auspicious planet, Jupiter, is going to be very kind on all the Capricorn Ascendant natives next year, specifically for your financial prospects. Because friends, on this year, on the November 20th of 2021, Jupiter is going to enter your 2nd house, which is the house of finances. And Jupiter is the only planet which in transit, wherever it goes, it travels, it just blesses us with more opportunities, with more growth prospects. 2nd house, which is the house of your finances. So till the month of April, not only it is going to be bringing a revamp, a revolution, more financial opportunities for all of you guys, but even after that, from the month of May onwards as well, once Jupiter is going to enter your 3rd house and it is going to get dignified over there. So trust me, whether it's about the prospects of promotion, working out on some new areas or some new initiatives, new opportunities, more rewards, support of your friends, gifts, short journeys, travels, exploration. So from all of those perspectives, taking right set of calculative decision, so the Jupiter's presence in your 3rd house can actually open up the box and the door of opportunities for all of you guys. Now friends, coming back and to the most central pillar of your chart or of the transit next year, which is of the planet Saturn. So definitely friends, even the next year, Saturn is going to be transiting in the Capricorn sign only. Briefly, in the month of May, June, July, it is going to enter the sign of Aquarius, but it will again retrograde and come back to the Capricorn sign. But the beauty over here is that friends, like the way this whole year Saturn was transiting in the Shravan nakshatra only. Now Shravan has definitely a lot to do with the wisdom, with right set of receiving, right set of training, guidance from people, from the world, from the people of authority, intellectual capabilities and faculty. But now friends, when we talk about some actual movement, so that could actually take place next year once Saturn is going to move to the nakshatra of Dhanishta. Because friends, from the March of 2022 onwards till the end of the 2022, Saturn is going to be in the Dhanishta nakshatra only. And as you know that Dhanishta has a lot to do with doing things in a larger than life format of awards, abundance, prosperity. So the shift of Saturn in the Dhanishta nakshatra in your 1st house can be seen as a very good energy. Friends, try to understand this thing, that whenever we talk about Saturn's transit on the 1st house, right now I'm not talking about any specific ascendant. This is the time of exploring some new areas of growth. All the life's tests, trials, your responsibilities are tested, are judged the house where Saturn is going to be transiting. And when we talk about Saturn's transit in the 1st house, it is actually a time of actually a rebirth. Because imagine Saturn has come out of your 12th house of giving you all sort of crisis, all sort of expenses, losing out, draining you of all the energies which might be pulling you down. And the moment Saturn is going to come to the 1st house, this is actually going to be a time where, in a very metaphorical way, a rebirth generally takes place. When we talk about being aware of some practical, realistic truth about yourself, being introduced to your own strength, being introduced and getting that awareness of your own individuality, your sole purpose in this lifetime, all those people who generally go through some sort of training, who go through some sort of new area of interest in any specific line of work, there is going to be high chances and possibility that all of those undertakings in future might become your full-time occupation, might become your full-time living as well. So that is the only reason, friends, at the time when Saturn is transiting your 1st house, this is the time to become responsible. This is the time to become mature and embrace your new sense of degree of individuality. Accept the truth about yourself. And friends, now I have given you the general dictums or general results of Saturn's transit on the first house. Now, just because it is your ascendant lord as well, so whether you are a Aquarius ascendant or you are a Capricorn ascendant, this transit of Saturn in your first house becomes more important for you. So how you are conducting yourself, how you are projecting yourself, how you are taking decision, how you are being accountable for your duties and your responsibilities, all those things are actually getting judged, are actually getting tested right now. So I would say, friends, the Saturn's transit in its own sign in your first house is actually a very lifetime event for you, and it's my humble request to take out the best opportunity and best out of this golden time which Saturn might bestow in your case. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of the contribution or influence of the slow moving planets next whole year for all of you guys. Now we will start taking up all the different houses one by one, and we will try to understand that how the planetary vibrations or the planetary influence is going to be impacting you in those specific areas of your life. So friends, beginning with your first house. So trust me, I will be very honest here. The first house matters are definitely going to be controlled and governed by the tarot card theme which I received for all of you guys as a prophecy, as a divination. So if you actually want to know about your growth prospects this year, do a deep research and study on this, the Justice card, the major arcana tarot card. Tarot is a very beautiful and very powerful spiritual science. You will get to know how much you can expand or grow, or which way, which approach you need to take to get that maximum growth potential and possibility this year. But yes, friends, if I were to summarize your first house prospects and first house related theme, so I would say it has definitely to do with bringing stability in your life, serving you the justice this year, and it's definitely about giving you that sort of rebirth in the form of your place in the world, your place in the society, what kind of work you have been doing, your public image, your confidence within yourself, your physical constitution as well. Like I have seen so many people, whenever Saturn is transiting in their first house, some people gain a lot of weight, some people lose a lot of weight. So a lot of transformation is bound to happen, where some sort of growth can also take place. Important is that your behavior, your conduct, your thoughts have to be very just, very honorable, rather than being filled with vices and manipulation. It should be completely humanitarian towards your good and towards the good of the society. Now friends, coming to the prospects of your second house. So definitely, friends, your first house and your second house is being ruled by the same planet. And just because, like the way I have already said this thing, that in the first quarter of the 2022, when Jupiter is going to be transiting in your second house, so with a complete command and grip of your second house lord right over there in your first house, with the transit of Jupiter in your house of finances, so I'm definitely seeing you guys that you will be completely in control of your finances. I'm not seeing that you guys will go haywire in your financial matters. And not only that, friends, whatever is going to happen this year on your financial front, please take complete accountability of it. I've seen so many times where people come to this mode of playing a victim card or blaming other people, blaming circumstances. Trust me, don't do that. Saturn is right over there in your first house. Become responsible, become mature, take complete accountability. So that is the kind of approach which you need to take. But yes, for your financial prospects, I'm seeing a lot of growth prospects coming your way. Now friends, moving to your third house. So yes friends, because of the presence of Jupiter in your third house, which is going to take place from the month of May onwards, I would say you are not only going to be heading in a year where your social and your public life is going to be very active, but you will also remain lucky in encashing on some financial reward, some opportunity, prospects of growth, prospects of promotion. Lot many travels are definitely going to be on the cards for all of you guys. So I would say friends that if you have been working hard in any specific area of your life and you think that you have not been reciprocated with equal level of rewards, so because of the Ketu's transit in your 10th house, Saturn's presence on your first house, and this Jupiter in your third house, trust me, there couldn't be any beautiful combination for looking out and exploring some new possibilities as well. Now friends, moving ahead, now if you want to understand the prospects of your fourth house, so friends, as you know that Rahu is going to be entering your fourth house in the month of the May. So friends, like if I were to share the prospects or the results of your fourth house, I'm going to divide it in two sections: the tangible aspect of the fourth house, its results, and intangible aspect of the fourth house and connected results. So I would say friends, for the intangible aspect, I would say that this year onwards it becomes very important for you guys to learn the significance or importance of being grateful. The second thing is that try to take interest and start taking interest in doing yoga, doing meditation, because that sort of being at peace with yourself becomes very important this year. Because I have already explained this thing, the grip of Saturn in your first house, the Ketu's influence in your 10th house, and with the support of a expansive Jupiter in the third house, this year is definitely going to be a year filled with lot of transformation, lot of growth, lot of like new area or new field which will be introduced to you. So it becomes very important that you will only be able to accept all the changes, all the transformation, all the chaos in your outer world if you are at peace with your inner world. So it becomes very important to take interest in yoga, meditation, and learn the principles of gratefulness this year. Now if you want to understand the tangible aspect of your fourth house, so I would say friends that some sudden development is definitely going to take place. Now this could be for all those people in whose case their fourth house related prospects or attributes are getting qualified, whether it's about being connected in the fields of construction, real estate, anything to do with conveniences, anything to do with luxury, or in your nature of work there is a lot of innovation, originality, coding, all these things are getting qualified. So all those people can get benefited, like even all those people who are in restaurant business, who are in any sort of luxury resort, these kind of nature of business, so all those people can also get benefited because of the presence of Rahu in your fourth house. Now friends, moving ahead, now if you want to know the prospects of your fifth house, so friends, I would say definitely, just because in your case your fifth house and your 10th house is being ruled by your Yogakaraka planet, which is the planet Venus. That is the reason I always say this thing, that beyond doubt there are all the ascendants which hold the capacity to become millionaire, to become billionaire. But when we talk about, just because Saturn in itself is a significator of achieving big things in the world, in the life, and the second thing is that the most important planet for the Saturnian ascendants tend to become a planet of luxury, planet of amenities and the finances and the wealth, which is planet Venus. So because of which friends, your 5th house lord and the 10th house lord specifically pertaining to the matters of the 5th house, whether it's about speculation, art, creativity, you are working in the fields of films, television, media, expecting audition, expecting some sort of big contracts, some new kind of work. So I would say the month of March, month of May, July and November. So March, when your fifth house lord is going to be strengthened in the first house, and the month of May, when it is going to be exalted, connected with Jupiter in your third house, and the month of July and November. So this is going to be a time when all the fifth house related matters are going to reap you some good returns, whether in the form of, for artists and creative people, getting rewarded, being overwhelmed with opportunities, getting acknowledged and appreciated for your work with some sort of rewards, or for all those people who are working in the fields of stock market, trading, speculation. All those people can also get benefited, specifically in these months of March, May, July and November. Some exceptional growth. Now friends, coming to the matters of your sixth house. So friends, definitely regarding the matters of your sixth house. Now if we have to first talk about the prospects of your conflicts or threat on the account of enemies, any competitive state, so I would say you will definitely rule over your enemies. Justice will definitely be served, so you do not have to worry about that. Now regarding the matters of your health, so just because friends, sixth house has to do with the illness, but at the same time it's your first house only, which tells about your physical constitution. So I would say that if in your case there have been some long impending chronic problems which you have been going through, so Saturn might delay the outcome of all those things. So I would say that taking good care of your health becomes very important. But on the account of enemies, on the account of any sort of debts and anything, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable. So debts might be repaid, paid it back in full, and on the account of enemies, you will definitely rule over your enemies, so you do not have to worry about that. But yes, definitely you have to give good care to your health this year. Now friends, moving ahead, and before that I would say that friends, the months of January, February, July, September, October are going to be the months when your sixth house lord, which also happen to be your ninth house lord as well, is going to be in an empowered state. So all the sixth house related matters, whether it's about lawsuit, whether it's about your daily professional, you are in service or you are in a job setting, or any of the matters of competition, appearing for a competitive state. So I would say friends, the months of January, February, July, September, October are going to be very auspicious or very favorable for you guys. So friends, as you can see it over here, that not only your 7th house is getting a full aspect from Saturn, but also friends, from the month of May onwards, Jupiter is also going to be aspecting your 7th house as well. So friends, one thing which I want to say over here is that for any of the prospects of getting married this year or looking out and finding a prospective right match, the energy to begin with is very positive. But at the same time friends, just because whenever we talk about the combined influence of both Saturn and Jupiter, it is all about being accountable, being responsible at the same time. So I'm not seeing people getting married out of whims, out of their fear of insecurities or being answerable to the society. I would say that if you are ready, so things will definitely happen for you. So for any of the prospects of 7th house, so whether it's about your public image, which is going to be well protected, guarded by the aspect of Saturn, enhancement of your public image, some sort of opportunities on the account of any sort of partnership, any sort of business, any sort of commercial activities you are engaged in. So the combined influence of Saturn and Jupiter is definitely going to give you growth on the matters of the 7th house. Friends, coming to your 8th house. So friends, if I were to say that whenever in this playlist I reach the 8th house, I look at it from the perspective of how vulnerable you are on losing out yourself to the unpredictability or suddenness of the life of the circumstances. So guys, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any regard, not much of the unpredictability or suddenness which is making you vulnerable. The only concern over here is that specifically in the months of April, from the mid of the April to the mid of the May, when your 8th house lord is going to be conjunct with Rahu, it is going to be exalted, so all the 4th house related matters are going to explode during that time. So I would say during this time you have to remain very cautious that you should not take any impulsive, any reckless, any rash decision where your domestic life is straight away getting qualified. And friends, it also come down to your own like the kind of yogas you have in your chart, the kind of dashas which you will be going through at that time. So let's say for example, if your chart is well protected during that time in the months of April and May, if you are going through the dasha of an exalted planet, under dasha of a well dignified 9th house lord, so I would say this could be a time when suddenly you will get some new contracts, you might get to travel a lot. All those people who are connected with politics and all, they might get some new seat, they might win the elections. So lot many positive things can also happen, but whatsoever is going to happen is going to be very sudden, very unpredictable in nature, specifically during that time. So let's say for example, if during that time you will be going through any vulnerable dasha, your yogas in your chart in itself is very vulnerable, so I would say doing proper remedies, following proper precautions is going to be very important during those few months. Moving ahead friends, now regarding the matters of your 9th house. So yes friends, especially from the month of May onwards, once Jupiter is going to enter your 3rd house, it is going to be looking at, or it is going to be aspecting your 9th house as well. So I would say friends, the support of luck is definitely going to be helping you this year. And friends, for all the Capricorn Ascendant native, the beauty in your life, in your chart is that your luck is straight away connected with your ferociousness, with your hard-working approach towards life as well. How humanitarian, how serving attitude and humble attitude you have in life, because your 6th house and your 9th house is being ruled by the same planet. So I would say friends, definitely this year luck is going to be supporting you, and with your own hard work and wise decision making, you will create your own luck. Lot many travels are also going to take place, and I would say the months of January, February, July, September, October are definitely going to be very promising, where luck is definitely and specifically is going to be supporting you. And friends, try to understand this thing. You will start your new year with your 9th house lord to be dignified in your 1st house. Mars is going to be strengthened in your 11th house. So I would say friends, the energies are very positive, very auspicious next year, specifically matters pertaining to 9th house. Now whether it's about long distance travels, all those people going through higher studies, MBAs and all, or any of the concerns of visa, so 9th house related matters are definitely going to help you, support you. Now friends, coming to the prospects of your 10th house. So definitely friends, because of the Ketu's presence in your 10th house, change is definitely in air for all of you guys. Now I will not be surprised that next year you might be introduced or you might be put forth in a situation where you have to deal with very critical bosses, you have to deal with very perfectionist bosses. So but trust me friends, like the way the whole theme of this year for all of you guys is of the Justice card. Saturn is right over there in your 1st house. So important is that all of your hard work is definitely going to be getting recorded, is being monitored by the planetary vibration. So that will and that is bound to get rewarded in equal measure as well. But the only concern over here is that the energy of Ketu is very, very intense, very ferocious, and it's not very like open to negotiation. So you might be put forth in a situation where you have to deal with these kind of unreasonable, very perfectionist, very strong critic kind of bosses and people, and where there is no easy way out, there is no escape as well. So I would say give your 100%. Whatsoever you will go through this year, that is bound to make you and put you in a more empowered situation in times to come. So that is something, friends, which is regarding the prospects of your 10th house as well. Some steep, some positive development and transformation is bound to take place in the matters of your 10th house. Now friends, moving to your 11th house. So friends, this whole year, your 11th house lord, which is the planet Mars, it is going to take a curve. It is going to take a journey from your 11th house and reaching till your 5th house this year. So I would say, friends, whenever we talk about the first half of our astrological chart, it is all about taking initiatives. It is all about taking, and projecting yourself to the best of your capabilities. So not only that, but also Saturn, the planet which is your ascendant lord as well, which is going to be empowered and placed in Mars's Dhanishta Nakshatra. So because of which, friends, Mars's energy, your drive, your willpower, your motivation, all of your desires are definitely going to be guiding you in the right direction only. So I'm not seeing the energy of the Mars going haywire in your case. And specifically, friends, the time period of January, March and July and August could be very promising for you guys. So in the month of January, when your 11th house lord is going to be strengthened in its own house, so some sudden development, some new opportunity, very powerful, very influential people might come in your circle of influence. And in the month of March, when Mars is going to be exalted in your first house conjunct with Saturn, so trust me, some prospects of promotion, power, authority might come to you. And I would say the months of July and August is something where you have to be a little bit cautious, because that is going to be time when your 11th house lord is going to be strengthened in your 4th house and it is going to be conjunct with. So save yourself from taking any impulsive decision, or any of the concerns of domestic aggression is something which you need to avoid in the months of July and August, when your Mars is going to be strengthened in your 4th house. But again, friends, like just because in the months of July, August, that doesn't stop you from being rewarded with some housing benefit, or taking interest in buying an apartment, booking a house, signing a mortgage. All those things can also take place only if in your case your yogas and dashas will also be promising in the similar lines. And lastly, friends, regarding the matters of your 12th house. So friends, for any sort of spiritual growth or spiritual prospects, this year is going to be creating some positive energy for all of you guys. Now friends, the only concern over here is that whenever we talk about basis any ascendant, we talk about the auspicious, good or bad planets for any chart, any ascendant. It all comes down to where the any specific planets is Mool Trikon sign has fallen. So I would say, friends, just because for the Capricorn Ascendant, the Jupiter's Mool Trikon sign has fallen in the 12th house, Adhusthana Bhav. So because of which Jupiter is not a very promising planet for the Capricorn Ascendant native. But just because, friends, this year the transit of Jupiter is proving to be very beneficial for you. So I would say, friends, in order to save yourself from either the fury of Saturn, which is going to be placed and monitoring you right over there, sitting in your first house. So I would say utilize the energy of your 12th house lord traveling to your second house and third house in a way that if you can also make use of your income, your financial gain this year for making some charitable, generous donation or donation for some humanitarian, some religious causes. So that is definitely going to bring out the best of the Jupiterian qualities in your life. So So that is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of this yearly prediction for all the Capricorn Ascendant natives. I'm going to complete this video on the same lines on which I began this video, that I pray to Lord Ganesha that this year prove to be very successful for all of you guys. All of your wishes shall come true. Your work, your personality, you might be able to touch and influence positively the lives of other people as well. And with that, friends, and lot of growth potential and possibilities should manifest for all of you guys. So with all of those wishes, I'm going to conclude this video. So for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.